Welcome back everyone. We're thrilled to have you join us for another exciting quiz video. Today, we're exploring the fascinating world of history. Remember to keep it fair. No searching for answers online or skipping questions. We want to test your knowledge and see how much you really know. Let's kick things off with an easier question to get started. Number 1. Which civilization is known for its pyramids and mummies? Egyptian? Indus Valley? Or the Chinese? Well, the correct answer here is Egyptian. The ancient Egyptians are renowned for their elaborate burial practices, particularly their use of mummification to preserve their dead for the afterlife. The mummification process was developed over thousands of years and reached its peak during the New Kingdom. The Egyptians also built some of the most iconic structures in human history, the pyramids. Number 2. Which ancient Greek philosopher taught Alexander the Great? Socrates? Aristotle? Or Pythagoras? The answer to your question is Aristotle. Alexander the Great, as a young prince, was tutored by Aristotle in subjects ranging from literature, politics, ethics, and philosophy. This education had a significant impact on Alexander, who later became known for his strategic prowess, cultural appreciation, and administrative skills. Socrates was an earlier philosopher, while Pythagoras was a famous mathematician and philosopher, but neither of them were directly involved in Alexander's education. Number 3. The Code of Hammurabi is associated with which ancient civilization? Greek? Roman? Or Babylonian? Ding ding ding. You win. The Code of Hammurabi is associated with the ancient Babylonian civilization, specifically the rule of King Hammurabi around 1754 to 1790 BCE. The Code of Hammurabi was a set of laws inscribed on a stone stele and was one of the earliest examples of written law in human history. It covered everything, from criminal penalties to family law to trade regulations. The code was discovered in the late 19th century in modern-day Iraq, and it remains a significant source of insight into the social, political, and legal structure of ancient Babylonian society. Number 4. The ancient city of Machu Picchu is located in which country? Mexico? Peru? Or Brazil? Machu Picchu is an ancient city located in Peru. It is one of the most iconic archaeological sites in the world and a significant cultural landmark of the Inca civilization. Nestled in the Andes Mountains, Machu Picchu offers breathtaking views and a glimpse into the rich history of the Inca Empire. Number 5. Who was the first Holy Roman Emperor? Charlemagne? Charles V? Or Frederick I? The answer is Charlemagne. He was crowned Holy Roman Emperor in the year 800 by Pope Leo III, marking a significant milestone in the development of Western Europe. Charlemagne, also known as Charles the Great, was a Frankish king who unified much of Western Europe and established a strong and centralized state. Charles V and Frederick I were Holy Roman Emperors, but they came much later in history. Charles V in the 16th century and Frederick I in the 12th century. Number 6. Which Chinese dynasty built the majority of the Great Wall? Han? Tang? Or Ming? The answer to your question is the Ming Dynasty, which built and expanded the majority of the existing Great Wall. While the Han and Tang dynasties also constructed portions of the wall, it was during the Ming Dynasty that the wall was significantly expanded and strengthened to protect against invasions from the north. Number 7. Who was the first President of the United States? George Washington? John Adams? Or Thomas Jefferson? A simple question with a straightforward answer. The first President of the United States was George Washington. Washington was unanimously elected by the Electoral College in 1789, and took office in 1789. He served 2 terms, from 1789 to 1797, and set many important precedents for future presidents, including establishing the cabinet system and setting a limit of 2 terms in office. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson were both important figures in American history, with Adams serving as the second president and Jefferson the third, but George Washington holds the title as the first. Number 8. Who was the founder of the Mongol Empire? Kublai Khan? Genghis Khan? Or Timur? The founder of the Mongol Empire was none other than Genghis Khan, 1162 to 1227. Genghis Khan, whose real name was Temujin, unified the various Mongol tribes and expanded his territory through military conquests, eventually establishing the largest contiguous empire in history. His campaigns were marked by swift, ruthless tactics and strategic brilliance, which allowed him to defeat some of the most powerful empires of the time, including the Jin dynasty in China. Number 9. The Indian independence movement was primarily led by which figure? Jawaharlal Nehru? Subhas Chandra Bose? Or Mahatma Gandhi? The Indian independence movement was primarily led by Gandhi, a political activist who employed non-violent resistance and civil disobedience in his struggle for independence from British colonial rule. Gandhi's leadership was instrumental in unifying Indians across religious and ethnic lines, encouraging them to participate in boycotts, sit-ins, and other forms of non-violent protest. He's known for his iconic Salt March in 1930, which led to widespread civil disobedience and eventually forced the British to negotiate. Number 10. Which ancient civilization built the city of Tenochtitlan? Maya? Aztec? Or Inca? The correct answer is the Aztecs. Tenochtitlan, which translates to place of the prickly pear cactus, was a major city-state in the Aztec Empire located on an island in Lake Texcoco, now part of present-day Mexico City. The Aztecs, who were a Mesoamerican civilization, founded Tenochtitlan around 1325 and developed it into a bustling metropolis with a population of around 200,000. Number 11. The Hundred Years' War was fought between which two countries? England and France? Spain and Portugal? Or Russia and Poland? The Hundred Years' War was a series of conflicts between the kingdoms of England and France, lasting from 1337 to 1453. The war was largely fought over disputes over the right to the French throne, resulting in a long-standing conflict that caused great devastation to both countries. Number 12. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? Theresa May? Angela Merkel? Or Margaret Thatcher? The first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom was Margaret Thatcher. She served as Prime Minister from 1979 to 1990, becoming the longest-serving Prime Minister of the 20th century and earning the nickname, the Iron Lady, for her tough and determined political style. Theresa May became the second female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, serving from 2016 to 2019, while Angela Merkel was the first female Chancellor of Germany, holding office from 2005 to 2021. Number 13. Marie Curie is famous for her research in which field? Chemistry and physics? Medicine? Or astronomy? Marie Curie is a true icon of science, and she made significant contributions in the field of chemistry and physics, specifically in the area of radioactivity. In 1903, she became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, jointly with her husband Pierre, for their groundbreaking research on the nature of radioactivity. She went on to win a second Nobel Prize in 1911, this time for her work on isolating and characterizing radium, becoming the first person and the only woman to win a Nobel Prize in two different fields. Number 14. Who was the leader of Germany during World War I? Wilhelm II? Friedrich Ebert? Or Otto von Bismarck? You got it. Wilhelm II was the leader of Germany during World War I, serving as the German emperor from 1888 until his abdication in 1918. Wilhelm II played a significant role in shaping Germany's foreign policy during the early 20th century, promoting military expansion and pursuing an aggressive stance towards other European powers. His rule was marked by the expansion of the German Navy, and the forging of the Triple Alliance with Austria-Hungary and Italy. Number 15. Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of World War II? Winston Churchill? Neville Chamberlain? Or Clement Attlee? The British Prime Minister at the start of World War II was Neville Chamberlain. He came to power in 1937 and served as Prime Minister until 1940, pursuing a policy of appeasement towards Nazi Germany that ultimately proved unsuccessful. Winston Churchill succeeded Chamberlain in 1940, while Clement Attlee didn't become Prime Minister until 1945, after the end of World War II. Number 16. Who is considered the father of Western philosophy? Socrates? Plato? Or Pythagoras? It's widely accepted that Socrates is considered the father of Western philosophy. Socrates is known for his wisdom, his intellectual rigor, and his search for truth through dialogue and debate. He famously said, "I know that I know nothing." Socrates was a major influence on Plato, who later wrote dialogues that explored many of the same philosophical questions. Plato is often seen as a student of Socrates, and together, they are considered the founding figures of Western philosophy. Number 17. The Parthenon is a famous temple dedicated to which Greek goddess? Hera? Athena? Or Aphrodite? The magnificent Parthenon is dedicated to the Greek goddess Athena. Athena was the goddess of wisdom, courage, strategic warfare, and civilization, and she was the patron goddess of the city of Athens. Parthenon was constructed on the Acropolis in Athens during the mid-5th century BCE, and its name means, Virgin's Temple. Number 18. The Sumerians are credited with creating which of the following? Hieroglyphics? Cuneiform writing? Or the alphabet? The Sumerians were ahead of their time in the world of ancient writing. They are credited with the invention of cuneiform writing, a system of wedge-shaped symbols that was used to record information on clay tablets. Cuneiform was the earliest form of writing, used by the Sumerians as early as the 4th millennium BCE. Hieroglyphics were invented in ancient Egypt. The alphabet was developed much later by the Phoenicians, and papyrus was a writing material used in ancient Egypt. Number 19. The Ottoman Empire collapsed after which major conflict? The Crimean War? World War I? Or the Napoleonic Wars? The Ottoman Empire collapsed after its devastating involvement in World War I. The Ottoman Empire entered World War I in 1914 as part of the Central Powers, alongside Germany and Austria-Hungary. After the Allies defeated the Central Powers in 1918, the victorious powers forced the Ottoman Empire to sign the Treaty of Sèvres, which dismantled much of the empire and gave control of its territories to Britain, France, and Greece. This led to the establishment of modern Turkey in 1923, marking the end of the Ottoman Empire. Hope you answered all the questions correctly. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more.